Who is the true king of the jungle? If your answer is the lion, you're not only wrong, you're on the wrong continent. The real war for supremacy rages in a world far more brutal and complex than the open savanna. A world of shadow and water, where the contenders are bigger, stranger, and deadlier. We'll meet the titans, the phantom jaguar, the prehistoric caiman, and the suffocating anaconda. But we'll also discover that in this labyrinth, the greatest threats are often the ones you can't see coming. The answer to who wears the crown is far more surprising than you think, and it will change how you see the nature of power itself. In this high-stakes contest, 3 titans emerge as the clear heirs to the throne. First, the jaguar, the phantom of the forest floor, a killer whose power lies in precision and a bone-crushing bite. Next, the black caiman, the prehistoric master of the river, an armored giant that has ruled the waters for millions of years. And finally, the green anaconda, the suffocating force of the swamps, an invisible behemoth of pure muscle. We will witness their power, their hunting strategies, and their epic clashes. But the Amazon is a realm of secrets. We'll also uncover the hidden masters who wield different kinds of power, like living batteries, social assassins, and entire armies that move as one. But before we meet any of them, we have to understand the world that forged them. What is it about this arena that turns the struggle for survival into the most epic war on Earth? The answer lies in the very fabric of the jungle itself. We're about to descend into the heart of the Amazon, a world of titans and secrets. If you want to join us on this expedition and future journeys into the planet's most extreme environments, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss what we find in the shadows. Let's get started right away. The lifeblood of this entire world is the Amazon River, the largest on Earth by water discharge. But its power is not just in its main channel, it is in its pulse. The annual floods that act as the jungle's great conductor, orchestrating 2 very different rhythms of life. These floods create 2 distinct yet interconnected aquatic worlds, the Varzea and the Igapo. Varzea forests are flooded by whitewater rivers, which act like a farmer scattering fertilizer. They carry a heavy load of nutrient-rich silt from the Andes, and when the waters rise, sometimes by 30 to 50 feet, they deposit this fertile sediment across the floodplain. These are highly productive areas, but trees and plants must endure being submerged for months. In contrast, Igapo forests are drowned by blackwater rivers. These waters are dark and acidic, stain the color of tea by tannins from decaying leaves, and carry few nutrients. Life here is less like a sprint and more like a marathon. Trees have adapted to survive in poor, waterlogged soil for up to 10 months of the year. They grow slowly and invest heavily in defenses. But these defenses aren't just passive. In a world where sunlight is the ultimate prize, the plant kingdom has evolved its own silent, slow-motion assassins. What happens when the arena's architects go to war? In this intense competition for light and nutrients, plants have evolved into masters of strategy and survival. Some are climbers, like the liana vines, which start on the dark forest floor and race upwards, using other trees as scaffolding to reach the sunlit canopy. Others are slow-motion assassins. The strangler fig begins its life when a seed is dropped onto a high branch. From there, it sends long roots down the trunk, wrapping around the host like a python. Over decades, these roots thicken, forming a lattice that slowly engulfs the host, stealing its sunlight and strangling its growth, eventually leaving the fig as a hollow, victorious tree standing in its place. But the competition isn't just vertical. Beneath the soil, a secret network is at work. Trees and fungi form vast, symbiotic connections known as mycorrhizal networks. This wood wide web is like a biological internet, allowing trees to share nutrients and even send chemical warning signals to each other about insect attacks. It's a hidden layer of cooperation that underpins the entire forest's resilience. Yet even here, there are dark artists. Some fungi glow with an eerie bioluminescent light, a ghostly beacon in the pitch-black understory, while others, like the infamous cordyceps, are puppeteers, infecting insects and hijacking their bodies, forcing them to climb to a high point before killing them to release their spores. And on the forest floor, where soil is poor, some plants have become hunters. The pitcher plant has transformed its leaves into deadly pitfall traps, luring insects with sweet nectar, only to drown them in a pool of digestive enzymes. And in the calm waters of the Oxbow Lakes, the giant water lily unfurls massive leaves up to 10 feet across, their undersides protected by sharp spines, creating floating platforms strong enough to support small animals. This is not a passive kingdom. It is a battleground of architecture, chemistry, and strategy that has existed for millennia. This botanical battleground sets the stage for a far more visceral conflict. Now, it's time to meet the titans of flesh and blood who compete for the throne within this green labyrinth. On the forest floor walks a phantom of muscle and teeth, the Jaguar. Its coat of rosettes perfectly mimics the play of light and shadow, making it virtually invisible before it strikes. As the largest big cat in the Americas, its power is legendary, but its true weapon is its bite. With a force of around 1,500 pounds per square inch, PSI, enough to crush a bowling ball, it has the strongest bite relative to its size of any big cat. Unlike others that strangle their prey, the jaguar is a specialist, crushing skulls and shells with its powerful jaws. It is the only cat capable of piercing the armor of a caiman or a turtle for an instant kill. This ultimate opportunist fears nothing, hunting with equal skill on land and in water. Master of the aquatic ambush, the black caiman is a prehistoric tank that has dominated the riverbanks for millions of years. This ancient reptile is a living relic, an armored giant that can grow up to 16 feet, 5 meters long. It spends its days basking in the sun, a cold-blooded engine charging for a nighttime hunt. When it slips into the water, it becomes a stealth sensor. The black spots on its jaw are not decoration. They are a biological motion detection system, capable of sensing the faintest vibration in the water. It lies in wait like a living landmine, using the murky water as cover, a patient and ancient killer. In the slow-moving rivers and swamps, power takes the form of an invisible force. The green anaconda. The heaviest snake in the world. This behemoth can weigh over 550 pounds, 250 kilograms, and reach the diameter of a telephone pole. Yet it moves with terrifying agility in the water. This non-venomous giant is a column of muscle, an ambush hunter defined by extreme patience. When prey like a capybara comes to drink, the anaconda strikes. After subduing its victim in a crushing embrace, it performs its most incredible feat. Its jaws don't dislocate. Instead, they are connected by hyperelastic ligaments that let the two lower jawbones move independently, like a crane with two arms that can stretch and separate to swallow its massive meal whole. But the crown is not only contested on the ground and in the water. A ruler exists in the canopy above, the harpy eagle. Named after the mythical Greek monsters, it is an apex predator in its own domain. With a wingspan that can reach up to 6.5 feet, 2 meters, and rear talons as long as a grizzly bear's claws, this eagle is a formidable hunter. It uses a perch hunting technique, sitting silently for hours, scanning the canopy with its incredibly keen eyesight. When it spots its prey, often tree-dwelling mammals like sloths and monkeys, it launches into a swift, silent dive, maneuvering through the dense foliage with breathtaking agility. Its strength is astounding, capable of snatching a full-grown sloth from a branch and carrying it away. It is the undisputed master of the Amazonian sky. 4 titans, each a master of their own domain. But this is the Amazon, and domains inevitably overlap. So what happens when these apex predators finally come face to face? These 4 titans largely coexist by dominating their specific domains: canopy, land, riverbank, and swamp. However, their paths do cross. An adult black caiman is generally too large for a jaguar, and the two tend to avoid confrontation, like 2 heavyweight champions circling each other without a fight. Jaguars, however, will prey on smaller caimans, and even adult anacondas if they can get the drop on them. A massive anaconda, in turn, is capable of taking on a jaguar, especially if it can strike from the water's edge. And while a harpy eagle hunts primarily in the trees, it is a predator that even a jaguar must be wary of, especially when defending its nest. These interactions are a high-stakes game of opportunity, size, and surprise, where even apex predators must choose their battles wisely. But in the Amazon, power isn't always measured in bite force or wingspan. A different kind of contender wages war not with muscle, but with mind. What happens when intelligence becomes the ultimate weapon? In the Amazon, power is not just brute force, it's also intelligence. Enter the capuchin monkey, the rainforest's resident genius. These highly intelligent primates have entered their own Stone Age, using carefully selected rocks as hammers and anvils to crack open tough palm nuts. This isn't simple instinct, it's learned behavior, a form of culture passed down through generations like a family trade. Their social lives are a whirlwind of alliances, rivalries, and intricate politics, making them one of the most adaptable and strategic forces in the jungle. Long before you see them, you will hear them. The call of the howler monkey is one of the loudest sounds in the animal kingdom, a guttural roar that can travel for 3 miles through dense forest. This incredible volume is produced by a specially enlarged hyoid bone in their throat, which acts as a natural amplifier, like the cone of a megaphone. These calls are not just noise, they are declarations of territory, a form of sonic warfare that allows groups to space themselves out and avoid physical conflict, conserving precious energy. They are the sound of the jungle itself, a booming testament to the power of voice. But while the howlers dominate the soundscape, other rulers of the air demonstrate their power not through volume, but through impossible feats of biology that seem to defy the very laws of physics. In the world of the canopy, a tiny iridescent jewel defies the laws of biology. The hummingbird is a marvel of metabolic engineering. To power its wings, which can beat up to 80 times per second, its heart races at over 1,200 beats per minute. To survive the night, it enters a state of near death called torpor, dropping its body temperature and slowing its heart rate to a fraction of its daytime pace, like a computer entering a deep sleep mode to save its battery. Some, like the sword-billed hummingbird, have co-evolved with specific flowers, possessing a beak longer than its own body, a perfect key to a single floral lock. Instantly recognizable, the toucan's enormous, colorful beak is not a weapon, but a masterpiece of biological design. It appears heavy, but it's largely hollow, a lightweight tool used for reaching fruit on delicate branches. More importantly, it acts as a highly efficient thermal radiator. By adjusting blood flow to the beak, the toucan can shed body heat, functioning just like a car's radiator to keep the engine from overheating in the humid jungle. As they feast on fruits, they also act as crucial seed dispersers, making them one of the forest's most important gardeners. But for every visible marvel in the canopy, there exists a hidden empire underfoot, a world of tiny architects and assassins whose power lies in illusion, chemistry, and sheer overwhelming numbers. Flashes of impossible blue light dance through the understory. This is the blue morpho butterfly, but its stunning color is an illusion. Its wings are not pigmented blue. They are covered in microscopic, tree-like scales that manipulate light itself. It's like having wings made of countless tiny prisms. This is structural color, where the nano-sized architecture of the scales causes light waves to interfere, canceling out all colors except for a brilliant, iridescent blue. From one angle, it's a flash of electric light. From another, it disappears into the shadows, a fleeting ghost of pure color. While the morpho masters color, another butterfly has perfected the art of its absence. The glass-winged butterfly possesses wings that are almost completely transparent. This isn't just a lack of scales. The surface of its wing membrane is covered in tiny, wax-coated bumps called nanopillars, which create a non-reflective surface. This works like the anti-glare coating on a camera lens, allowing light to pass directly through the wings instead of glaring off them. This renders the butterfly nearly invisible to predators in the dappled light of the forest. It is the ultimate form of camouflage, to simply not be seen at all. This mastery of illusion isn't limited to insects. In the shadows and streams below, a cast of silent, cold-blooded hunters have perfected the art of the ambush, turning themselves into living traps. Draped over a branch like a living vine is the emerald tree boa. Its vibrant green body provides perfect camouflage among the leaves. A nocturnal ambush hunter, it lies motionless using the prominent heat-sensing pits along its lips to detect the thermal signature of warm-blooded prey in total darkness, like a hunter wearing thermal imaging goggles. With some of the longest teeth of any non-venomous snake relative to its size, it strikes with lightning speed, gripping its prey before constricting it, a silent, patient predator of the canopy. On a leaf overlooking a stream, a creature offers a window into life itself. The glass frog's underside is completely transparent, revealing its beating heart, digestive tract, and blood vessels. This incredible trait helps its outline blend with the leaf, diffusing its shadow. But these frogs are also devoted parents. The male will stand guard over his clutch of eggs, protecting them from predators and keeping them moist. His transparency is not just camouflage, it's a vulnerability he risks for the next generation. In the slow, murky tributaries, what looks like an algae-covered rock is in fact a master of ambush. The mata-mata turtle is a living relic, its shell resembling bark and its head and neck adorned with skin flaps that look like fallen leaves. It lies motionless on the riverbed until a fish swims near. Then, in a split second, it thrusts its head forward and opens its huge mouth, creating a low-pressure vacuum that sucks its prey in whole, like a powerful underwater vacuum cleaner. It is a hunter that has perfected the art of becoming one with its environment. But the murky waters hide more than just masters of camouflage. Beneath the surface, power takes on bizarre and shocking new forms, from living batteries to armored river monsters that even piranhas fear. In the murky depths, a unique power awakens. The electric eel, actually a type of knifefish, is a living battery. Its body contains specialized cells that can unleash debilitating shocks of up to 860 volts, enough to knock a horse off its feet, and more than 7 times the power of a US wall socket. This organ serves a dual purpose. The eel emits small discharges to navigate like biological sonar, and unleashes high-voltage blasts to paralyze prey from a distance. But for all its power, it must regularly surface to breathe air, a moment of vulnerability for this high-voltage hunter. In these same waters swims a true river monster, a living fossil that has patrolled the Amazon for millions of years, the arapaima. It is one of the largest freshwater fish in the world, reaching lengths of 10 feet and weighing over 400 pounds. Its body is covered in incredibly tough, armor-like scales. These scales are a natural form of high-tech body armor, with a hard, mineralized outer layer bonded to a flexible inner layer. This design is so effective that even the razor-sharp teeth of piranhas often fail to penetrate it. Like the electric eel, the arapaima is an obligate air breather, using a specialized swim bladder that functions like a lung. Few creatures inspire as much fear as the piranha, but their reputation is built more on myth than reality. Far from being relentless man-eaters, many piranha species are omnivores. They are the janitors of the river, acting as essential scavengers by consuming carcasses and preventing the spread of disease. Their danger is often seasonal and situational, typically a threat only during the dry season when dropping water levels concentrate them and make food scarce. While the piranha's reputation is largely overblown, there is a fish in the Amazon whose reality is bizarre enough. The kangaroo, or vampire fish, is a tiny, parasitic catfish. The most chilling stories claim it can swim up a human's urethra, but scientific evidence for this is almost non-existent. The truth is that the kangaroo is a blood feeder. It targets larger fish using chemical cues to locate their gills. It then wriggles into the gill cavity, latches on with backward-pointing spines, and feeds on the host's blood. Perhaps another form of collective power is found in the leaf-cutting ants, who began farming millions of years ago. They exhibit perfect social organization, with different castes assigned to specific roles, like a perfectly run agricultural society. They don't eat the leaves they carry. Instead, they use them as a substrate to cultivate vast underground fungus gardens. This fungus is their sole source of food, a symbiotic relationship so refined that the fungus can no longer be found in the wild. In the Amazon, pain itself has been weaponized. The bullet ant's sting is ranked at the very top of the Schmidt Sting Pain Index. The agony is caused by a potent neurotoxin called ponerotoxin. This toxin essentially jams the body's pain alarms, targeting nerve cells and forcing them to stay open and continuously fire pain signals to the brain. The result is pure, throbbing agony that can last for up to 24 hours. While not typically aggressive, this ant's sting is a formidable defense, a lesson in agony that any predator will not soon forget. But there is another form of collective intelligence in the Amazon, one that doesn't belong to insects, but to humans. What ancient secrets have the forest's oldest guardians unlocked to survive and thrive here for millennia? For thousands of years, humans have lived within this complex world, not as intruders, but as an integral part. The Amazon is home to hundreds of distinct indigenous cultures, each holding a living library of ancient, irreplaceable knowledge. Ethnobotany, the study of how people use native plants, reveals that this knowledge is a science in itself. Indigenous communities have identified thousands of plants with medicinal properties, from coagulants that stop bleeding to compounds that fight infection and relieve pain. This is not superstition. It is empirical knowledge, tested and refined over generations. This wisdom is often held by shamans or traditional healers who combine deep botanical understanding with complex diagnostic and spiritual practices. For many communities, this is the only and most effective healthcare available. They know how to prepare remedies for everything from snake bites to parasitic diseases, knowledge that has led to the development of Western medicines like quinine for malaria. Groups like the Matses people have compiled a 500-page encyclopedia of their medicinal traditions to preserve them for future generations and safeguard them from being stolen. These communities are not just inhabitants of the forest. They are its protectors, its librarians, and a vital part of its immune system. But what happens when this living library and the entire kingdom until it reaches deadly levels in apex predators like jaguars, giant otters, and humans. Overarching all of this, climate change is altering the very rhythm of the seasons, stressing the entire ecosystem. What happens when this fragile balance breaks? The disappearance of apex predators triggers a domino effect known as a trophic cascade. It's like pulling a single block from the bottom of a Jenga tower. The whole structure begins to wobble. Scientists warn that the Amazon is approaching a tipping point. With an estimated 15 to 17% of the forest already lost, some projections suggest that if this reaches 20 to 25%, vast swaths of the rainforest could irreversibly collapse into a drier, savanna-like ecosystem. Recent data has shown a hopeful plunge in deforestation rates, with destruction in the Brazilian Amazon falling by nearly half since 2022. But the future is not yet written. While the fate of the forest hangs in the balance during the day, when the sun sets, the entire arena transforms. A whole new cast of contenders emerges to claim the throne of the night. When the sun sets, the Amazon does not sleep. It awakens. It's like a city where the day shift clocks out and an entirely new night shift takes over. A new cast of characters emerges from the shadows, and the jungle transforms into a realm governed by sound, scent, and touch. This is the world of the nocturnal, where survival depends on a completely different set of rules and senses. Predators like the ocelot and the smaller tree-dwelling margay use their exceptional night vision and stealth to stalk prey in the low light. Meanwhile, other creatures have evolved to avoid the sun's heat or the gaze of daytime predators. This nightly takeover is a critical part of the ecosystem's balance, a second act to the daily drama of the jungle. Life in the dark requires extraordinary adaptations. The kinkajou, also known as the honey bear, is a master of the canopy. With a prehensile tail that acts as a fifth limb and ankles that can rotate 180 degrees, it can climb down trees head first, a feat as nimble as a rock climber using every possible handhold. The owl monkey, the only truly nocturnal monkey, has enormous eyes that grant it enhanced vision in near-total darkness. On the forest floor, tarantulas and other hunters emerge from their burrows, relying on sensitive hairs that detect the faint vibrations of approaching prey. This is a world where enhanced hearing, a keen sense of smell, and the ability to navigate by memory and touch are the keys to power. In a world governed by shadows and sound, survival isn't just about having the sharpest senses. It's about manipulating the senses of others, using illusion and trickery to become something you're not, or to disappear completely. In the Amazon, not all is as it seems. Survival often depends on the art of deception. Many creatures have mastered camouflage, but others take it a step further, engaging in mimicry. The owl butterfly is a prime example. Its large wings feature enormous spots that look like the eyes of an owl. This is a defensive strategy known as diamatic display, designed to act like a jump scare for a predator, giving the butterfly a crucial moment to escape. Some theories even suggest the pattern mimics the head of a tree frog or reptile, an illusion to deter its main predators, like lizards. Beyond startling predators, some creatures have perfected the art of simply disappearing. Stick insects are virtually indistinguishable from the twigs they rest on, while certain species of katydid have evolved to look exactly like leaves, complete with false signs of decay and even bite marks. These masters of masquerade are a testament to the evolutionary arms race between predator and prey. Their existence proves that in the jungle, one of the greatest powers is the ability to convince others that you are not there at all. While many species survive through conflict and deception, an entirely different group shapes the jungle not through fear, but through an unwitting act of creation, planting the forests of the future. While predators shape the jungle through fear, another group shapes it through collaboration, the frugivores or fruit eaters. Animals like monkeys, toucans, and bats are the forest's orchard keepers. By feasting on the abundance of fruits, they play a vital role in seed dispersal. After consuming a fruit, they travel, depositing the seeds far from the parent tree in their droppings, complete with a dose of fertilizer. This service is essential for the regeneration and genetic diversity of the rainforest, acting as a free delivery service for the next generation of trees. Perhaps the most important gardener of the forest is the tapir. This large, shy mammal is the heavy lifter of the gardening crew. It consumes a huge variety of plants, and because of its size, it is one of the few animals capable of swallowing and dispersing the large seeds of slow-growing, dense wood trees, the very trees that sequester the most carbon. As tapirs travel vast distances, they carry these seeds into new or degraded areas, helping the forest to regenerate. They are a keystone species. A healthy forest often follows in their footsteps. This accidental gardening reveals a deeper truth about the Amazon. It's not just a place of competition. In fact, some of the most powerful players are those who have formed unlikely and unbreakable alliances. In the hyper-competitive world of the Amazon, survival is not always about conflict. It is often about forming powerful alliances. The jungle is built on a network of symbiotic relationships where different species cooperate for mutual benefit. One of the most striking examples is the partnership between Azteca ants and Cecropia trees. It's like a housing contract. The hollow stems of the Cecropia provide a secure, pre-made home for ant colonies. In return for this shelter, the ants act as a ferocious, full-time security force, swarming to attack any herbivore that tries to eat the tree's leaves and even clearing away encroaching vines. The relationship between plants and their pollinators is another critical alliance. While hummingbirds are famous for their role, many other creatures are just as important. Certain species of bats are vital nocturnal pollinators, feeding on nectar and transferring pollen between night-blooming flowers. Male orchid bees have a unique relationship with orchids. They collect specific floral scents from the flowers to create a perfume to attract mates, pollinating the orchids in the process. Each of these partnerships is a thread in the intricate web that holds the ecosystem together. But what happens when these alliances end and life gives way to death? In the Amazon, this isn't an ending, but a new beginning, managed by a hidden army that turns decay into the very fuel of life. In the Amazon, nothing goes to waste. On the dark and humid forest floor, a vast and efficient army of decomposers is constantly at work. This group, including fungi, bacteria, and termites, is the ultimate cleanup crew. They break down all dead organic material, from fallen leaves to animal carcasses, in a high-speed recycling plant. This process is the engine of renewal. Because rainforest soil is naturally poor, the rapid recycling of matter is what makes life on such a grand scale possible. What would take a year to decay in a temperate forest can vanish in just 6 weeks here, releasing essential nutrients back into the ecosystem for plants to absorb. Among the decomposers is a strange and ancient predator, the velvet worm. Looking like a caterpillar-slug hybrid, this nocturnal hunter stalks the leaf litter for small invertebrates. It is a living fossil, part of a group that has been on land for hundreds of millions of years. When it finds its prey, it unleashes one of nature's most bizarre weapons, shooting streams of sticky, quick-hardening slime from 2 cannons on its head to entangle its victim. Like a biological net gun, once the prey is immobilized, the velvet worm injects it with digestive saliva before sucking up the liquefied remains, a silent and efficient killer of the forest floor. The hunters of today are fearsome, but they are merely heirs to a throne once occupied by true giants. The Amazon we see today is a shadow of its former self. During the Pleistocene epoch, which ended around 11,000 years ago, South America was a land of giants. This was the era of megafauna, and creatures far larger than any modern contender roamed this landscape. Among them was the megatherium, or giant ground sloth, standing up to 20 feet tall when reared on its hind legs and weighing as much as an elephant. This colossal herbivore used its immense size and 7-inch claws to pull down branches. The rivers were also home to larger monsters. The ancient caiman Purosaurus, a relative of the modern black caiman, was a true titan. Fossils suggest it could reach lengths of over 40 feet, making it one of the largest crocodilians that ever lived. Its immense skull and powerful bite would have allowed it to prey on the giant mammals of the time. The extinction of these giants, likely due to climate change and human hunters, reshaped the entire ecosystem, creating the power vacuums that today's apex predators now compete to fill. The silence left by these vanished giants has been filled by a new symphony, an intricate world of sound where calls, clicks, and rustles tell a constant story of survival, territory, and death. The Amazon is not just a visual world, it is an acoustic one. The dense vegetation limits sightlines, so sound becomes a primary tool for communication, hunting, and claiming territory. The soundscape is a complex symphony, changing dramatically from day to night. During the day, the air is filled with the calls of birds and monkeys. But as dusk falls, a new chorus begins, dominated by the chirps, clicks, and croaks of countless insects and frogs. Every sound has a purpose, whether it's a mating call, a territorial warning, or the alarm signal of a creature that has spotted a predator. For nocturnal animals, a finely tuned sense of hearing is a powerful weapon. Many predators rely on their ability to pinpoint the location of prey from the faintest rustle in the leaves. For their part, prey animals are constantly listening for the telltale snap of a twig that signals danger. This acoustic arms race has shaped the evolution of all who live here. The jungle's constant hum is not just background noise. It is the sound of millions of lives being lived, a vibrant and vital sign of the forest's health. But beneath the canopy of sound lies a realm of relative silence and crushing pressure. What hidden marvels of evolution navigate the pitch-black, unexplored depths of the river's main channels? The Amazon River and its tributaries are more than just a stage for caimans and anacondas. Beneath the murky surface lies a world of incredible diversity. Here lives the Amazon River dolphin, or boto. Unlike their marine relatives, they use sophisticated echolocation to navigate the tangled underwater world and hunt for fish hidden in the mud. Their unfused neck vertebrae allow them to turn their heads at sharp angles, a flexibility we lack, which is crucial for maneuvering through flooded forests. The main river channels, some hundreds of feet deep, hide creatures rarely seen. Here, unique species of knifefish and catfish have evolved to withstand the immense pressure and near-total darkness. Some of these fish are blind, relying entirely on electrical fields or highly sensitive whiskers to perceive their surroundings and find food. This deep, hidden realm is one of the least explored frontiers in the Amazon, a reminder that even in this well-studied jungle, there are still new kingdoms to discover. While the river's depths hide ancient secrets, a new and unnatural force is increasingly shaping the Amazon's destiny, a force that turns this world of water into a land of ash. While water shapes the Amazon through its annual floods, fire is an increasingly powerful and destructive force. The Amazon rainforest did not evolve with large-scale fires. Its natural state is too humid to burn easily, like trying to light a wet log. Today, the vast majority of fires are not natural. They are intentionally set by humans to clear land. These fires can burn for weeks, releasing massive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere and destroying habitats that have taken centuries to form. The threat of fire is amplified by deforestation and climate change. As more of the forest is cut down, the edges dry out, becoming more susceptible to burning, like how the edges of a piece of paper catch fire first. Climate change, in turn, can lead to more intense and prolonged dry seasons, creating tinderbox conditions. These fires not only destroy the trees but also damage the soil, making it harder for the forest to regenerate. The growing presence of fire represents a fundamental disruption to the Amazon's ancient cycles, pushing the ecosystem towards a dangerous tipping point. Yet, for all the destruction caused by fire, the forest itself wields a far greater, life-giving power, an invisible force that allows the jungle to make its own weather. One of the Amazon's most incredible secrets is a phenomenon known as flying rivers. These are not made of water but of water vapor, vast airborne currents of moisture. The process begins with the forest itself. The estimated 400 billion trees in the Amazon act as giant biological water pumps, drawing moisture from the soil and releasing it into the air through transpiration. A single large tree can release over 1,000 liters of water vapor into the atmosphere every day. This immense volume of moisture, totaling an estimated 20 billion tons per day, more than the Amazon River itself discharges, forms massive clouds that are carried by the winds. When these flying rivers encounter the Andes Mountains, they are redirected, delivering life-giving rain to central and southern Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina, sustaining agriculture for millions of people. This process shows that the Amazon doesn't just respond to the climate, it creates it. The forest is a planetary-scale weather engine, and its preservation is critical for climate stability far beyond its own borders. With the fate of the global climate hanging in the balance, the stakes could not be higher. But amidst the destruction, are there signs of hope? Amid the stories of destruction, there are powerful signs of hope. Targeted conservation efforts are proving that recovery is possible. The arapaima, the giant air-breathing fish once overfished to the brink of local extinction, is a major success story. Through co-management programs, where communities are given the right to manage and sustainably harvest fish in local lakes, arapaima populations have rebounded dramatically. In some managed areas, their numbers have increased by over 600%. This model not only protects the species but also provides a vital source of income for the communities who are its guardians. Similar community-based conservation initiatives are helping to protect other key species. By creating protected zones, monitoring populations, and providing alternative livelihoods, these projects are helping to secure the future of animals like the giant otter and even the jaguar. These successes demonstrate that the most effective form of conservation is one that empowers the people who live in the forest, combining ancient knowledge with modern science to forge a sustainable path forward. They prove that the unraveling is not inevitable and that the fight for the Amazon can be won. These modern successes echo a much deeper history. Before the era of destruction, humans played a very different role in this forest, not as intruders, but as architects who shaped the jungle in ways we are only now beginning to understand. The modern human impact on the Amazon is often portrayed as purely destructive, but the relationship is far more ancient and complex. Archaeological evidence shows that large, sophisticated societies existed here for centuries before European contact. These cultures actively shaped the environment, creating terra preta, or Amazonian dark earths, incredibly fertile soils intentionally enriched with charcoal and organic matter, like an ancient recipe for super soil. Far from being a pristine, untouched wilderness, large parts of the Amazon are a co-created landscape influenced by thousands of years of human stewardship. The distribution of certain valuable plant species, like the Brazil nut tree, is thought to be partly the result of ancient cultivation. This history does not excuse modern destruction, but it reframes our understanding of the jungle. It reveals that humans can be a keystone species for either destruction or regeneration. The future of the Amazon depends on which role we choose to play. So, after exploring every layer of this world, from its prehistoric ghosts to its modern-day titans, we come back to our original question. With so many contenders, who truly holds the crown? We have journeyed through a world of shadows and water, witnessing the power of the Jaguar's bite, the ancient patience of the black caiman, and the suffocating strength of the anaconda. We saw the harpy eagle rule the canopy with iron talons. We explored the strategic genius of primates, the metabolic miracles of birds, and the hidden empire of insects. We navigated the rivers and met living batteries, armored giants, and social hunters. We witnessed the might of the collective in superorganisms that move as one, the art of the invisible in masters of camouflage, and the jungle's second life in the world after dark. We uncovered hidden alliances, the ghosts of prehistoric giants, and the atmospheric power of flying rivers. Each is a contender, a master of its own domain. But in this brutal, interconnected world, the king is not a single creature. It is not the jaguar, the anaconda, or even a superorganism of ants. The true, undisputed ruler of the Amazon is the ecosystem itself, the breathtakingly complex and fragile balance of biodiversity. In this Game of Thrones, the king is not one of the pieces on the board. It is the entire board and the rules of the game. This intricate web, where every predator and prey, every plant and river is interwoven, is the ultimate power. The king is the whole, and its reign is what sustains the mightiest jungle on earth. If you enjoyed this wildlife documentary, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Be sure to check out our latest video, which is displayed on the screen. You're sure to love it. See you soon for a brand new video.